What's good, YouTube? We're back again with part 2 of the NFL collection. This rack. I'm super happy to do this for you guys. I did part 1 up until about here. I may do part 2 until about here. And then finish off part 3 over here. Alright? I am going to start with this one first. So this jersey is an authentic Pat Tillman, Mitchell and Ness, Cardinals, but he also did great things, and he was in, I believe, one of the armed forces. It could have been the Army. I think he was a Green Beret, but either way, man, Pat Tillman passed away and died for his country. To me, this is a little bit more than football, and to have this in the collection, you know, this is something I'll probably wear on Veterans Day or something that honors armed forces. So with that being said, so this is the Pat Tillman authentic jersey. Great jersey, man. Really beautiful color of red. I actually have a Jordan 3 Cardinal that like matches this red perfectly because it's a little bit different than your usual red. So, awesome jersey. That's the first jersey of, I guess, part 2. All right. Now, I know I started off or ended off with Peyton Manning over here. So, we have the Peyton Manning Super Bowl jersey. Now, from my understanding, they messed up on the Super Bowl patch. It's supposed to be orange, I believe. And instead, it's a red on the patch. But very clean jersey. Glad to have a Peyton Manning Colts. You know, one of the greatest of all time, of course. And yeah, this is a good one. Then we have another fantastic safety. I mean, I love defensive players. Playing defense was my favorite part of playing football. And we have another Super Bowl jersey, the Troy Polamalu 2006, I believe. And we have a single stitched on the numbers, and then if you turn it around, double stitched on the nameplate. Steelers patch, awesome, and then that Super Bowl patch as well. Right, very, very dope. Funny enough, they just came out with some black and yellow Jordans. I'll put a picture up, and these will go perfect with it. Another dominant safety. Before we get to that, I mean, I have a couple of dominant safeties coming up, actually. But before we get to those guys, we have Jim Kelly in the authentic Buffalo Bills, year 35 again. So I had the Thurman Thomas, and now I have the Jim Kelly. This would be a size 48. The Thurman Thomas is a size 52. Really clean jersey. All he pressed on the numbers, except the patches. You have the 35th anniversary and the 75th anniversary. Really clean. And then, as I mentioned earlier, my favorite safety of all time, or as I mentioned in part 1, my favorite safety of all time is Ed Reed. If I had to pick a safety to start my defensive squad, it will be Ed Reed. This is modeled after the 2004 season. You do have the Reebok equipment logo, which Mitchell and Ness does an okay job at replicating, but to me, the Reebok version's a little nicer. But the twill on this is just unbelievable, man. Really thick, really heavy. We have the Ravens shield patch on the sides. Clean. One of my favorite jerseys. When they used to wear this jersey, it used to look really, really good. Like, super intimidating. So, really clean. And then we go to Philadelphia for another all-time great safety. Weapon X. We have Dawkins for you here. I mean, we have the white version, which may be my favorite version. I really don't know which one I like better because they're both amazing. And then we have the black one as well. So, definitely dope. Both representing the Reebok era, 2003 and 2004, as per Mitchell and Ness. Triple layered on the twill on the numbers, and then double layered on the nameplate. Really dope jerseys. And we have for you, I showed you the white version of the Mitchell & Ness Walter Payton in part 1, but this is the second one, or the second version, in that navy and orange. Very nice to have. Sweetness. I mean, one of the greatest ever. Listen, if you're an adult, take a swig for every time I say one of the greatest, one of my favorites. I say it often, but it's true, man. These are some of the most iconic players of all time, and I'm super happy to have a lot of these jerseys in the collection because of that. So, Sweetness right here, another really good jersey. This is the 1985. They won the Super Bowl in 1985. They went 15-1, dominant defense, dominant run game. So, just a great team. One of the greatest teams ever. So, we have another Michael Vick for you guys. This is the black Mitchell & Ness version. This would be, I think, representative of his second year. I'm not too sure. It's 2002. I'm not sure if he came in 2002 or 2001. I think he came in 2001. And then they just released, actually, the white version, the away version, which has white mesh and red lettering. So I'll put that picture up so you guys can see. They literally, like as we speak now, are in the midst of releasing that. So it's nice to see this come out. I really hope the other styles come out. I'm sure they're going to get to those styles as well. But yeah, pretty good to see. I don't think I've shown this one, but we have the white Falcons Dion for you guys. This is the 1989 jersey. Rookie year. Very nice. All he pressed on throughout the jersey. I mean, these go with some pair of Jordans, right? Like, they're made perfectly for some Jordan 5s, Fire Red 4s, Fire Red 3s. If you're going to rock this jersey, and of course, you rock the Dions. You know, absolutely, you can rock the Dions. The good thing about the Dions, they go great with the Falcons colorway, and they go great with the 49ers colorway. So you can rock them for both teams. And then when he goes to the Cowboys, of course, you have to rock a navy version. But awesome jersey right here. One of my favorites of all time at the receiver position is none other than T.O. Terrell Owens in this navy Dallas Cowboys. Man, this is a good jersey as well. Triple layered on the twill. Triple layered on the numbers on the shoulder pad. Stitched Cowboy on the sleeves. Single stitched on the nameplate. Very, very nice jersey, man. This is a real nice navy as well. Very clean. One of my favorites for sure. So, here we get to a little bit of my Barry Sanders collection. Now, Barry Sanders is my favorite player of all time. I know. I said it again. And, of course, you know, I wanted to collect a lot of his jerseys. So I'm going to show you a couple of jerseys. I think I didn't show you this one in the first one. So let me show you this one first, right? This is the actual Reebok vintage version. Dazzle Twill. Again, I'm not so sure if I showed you this in part 1. But we have a double stitch, double layered twill, single stitched on the name. Reebok. This would probably be, or came from the 1995-ish era. So maybe 95, 96, right? And then you have the Reebok logo on the side here, right? So really nicely done. And then the Dazzle Twill, this nice, clean Dazzle Twill. And I show you this one because this is a replication of this jersey. So this is the Mitchell & Ness version, right? Sanders on the back. You had the twill. So both of these here are basically the same version of each other, right? NFL logos are pretty much identical. Only thing a little bit different is the Sanders on the back of this, and the Sanders on the back of this is a little bit different. But Other than that, the twills are pretty much the same. And this is supposed to be a replication of this 1996 actual jersey. Right? So, pretty cool to have. Definitely love me some Barry Sanders, man. That was my guy. Retired a little short, but at the end of the day, he has his brain still left. And I'm sure that that was a reason why he probably retired so early. He didn't want to kill himself. One thing I do notice is the dazzle effect on the Mitchell and Ness version. Way more shinier on the mesh compared to the 1996. Then we have another Barry. Probably my favorite Barry Sanders jersey is this one here. Clean. Right? So you have the 60th anniversary. 1993 on the jock tag. All he pressed on this one except the B Sanders. Very nice. And then keeping it that Honolulu blue, we have a limited jersey. So this is the first time I purchased a limited jersey. This will also be the last time, and nothing against limited jerseys. These are actually really good. If you can get these for 90 bucks, 80 bucks, these are stitched on with the sublimated twill, vinyl twill. It's not tackle twill, but it is a nice jersey considering for the price point. So if you're looking for a budget jersey, check out Mitchell & Ness's limited runs. I believe they're called Legacy now, but at the time they were called limited. And then we have a real throwback. You see the B Sanders on the back, really old school. This is a screen pressed vintage jersey, I believe from Russell. Yes, so made in USA from Russell. You could see the screen print. It's like thick layer of almost like a paint on top of the jersey, and you can see the mesh holes still within the jersey. But just a nice vintage piece. You know, me as a Barry Sanders fan, always glad to have something like this in the collection. So, like, hold on one second. I mean, you have this sneaker right here to go with all the Barry Sanders goodness. How dope is that? I'm going to have to do a video of how this fits with the Barry jersey. I think I owe you guys that one. And then we're going back to the Honolulu blue for you guys. This is probably my last Honolulu blue jersey. This is literally all he pressed on, except for the JRT patch. And this jersey in particular is supposed to represent 1991. Very dope, very clean, very heavy. So these jerseys, although they're heat pressed, they got a lot of weight to them. So that's my Barry Sanders collection a little bit, at least the Honolulu blue. And then we have, where are you? We have the white 1996 authentic Mitchell & Ness with the dazzle twill again. What's up, Ant?
Good morning. I didn't wake you, right?
No. Really nice, man. I have to say this is a really clean jersey. They need to recreate these, man. Reproduce these Barry Sanders 1996 jerseys for authentic. Give us a white version of the 1993 or the white version of the 1991 and reproduce these, man. People would love to get these again. Mitchell & Ness, what are you doing, man? So that is that when it comes to my Detroit Lions Barry Sanders stuff, but I think I have a Pro Bowl jersey coming up. Let me see if I could find it first. Oh, there we go. So we have the Barry Sanders Pro Bowl jersey. Now, I showed you the Emmitt Smith jersey version in the first video, but here we have the Barry Sanders version. Very clean, dope. Pro Bowl patch is awesome. So I think that completes my Barry Sanders jerseys. I don't have too many. I mean, it's only so much you could have. But yeah, that would complete my Barry Sanders stuff. Then we have another Peyton Manning This would be its regular blue Colts jersey. Very nicely done. I mean, you could find vintage versions of this. How new they're gonna be, they may be used, etc. So because of that, I decided to go with the Mitchell and Ness version. It's nice to have an all-time quarterback in your collection. All right, I'm gonna actually put this with the other Peyton Manning Colts. Keep them together. So now we go to a Ray Lewis Super Bowl authentic in the white. Very clean. I showed you two Ray Lewis's in the last video. So the black and the purple. This is the white, kind of completing the set. Very clean. Super Bowl patch when they beat the New York Giants. And this is one of my favorite 12s, man. Like I mentioned in that same video. Just a clean, thick twill. And I love the white. Reminds me of the Eagles jerseys as well, with the ribbing and the armband being black as well. So definitely a beautiful touch. I'm actually going to put this with the other Ray Lewis jerseys as well. Keep them together. So I guess I kind of fibbed when I said my Barry Sanders collection was complete, because here I do have the college version. This is the Russell version of Barry Sanders, Oklahoma State. Man, not in the best condition, but not bad considering how old this is. I mean, you have a double stitched on the twill and on the numbers. Do have the Russell right here in that really nice orange. A little bit of a vintage look with the heat pressed or screen print design on the sleeves. But this is a really cool jersey, man. It actually fits me pretty good, although it's a size 48. But yeah, this is a nice one. Got this for super cheap, man. You could get these, or at the time I was looking, you could have gotten them for about, 70, 80 bucks, which wasn't bad considering. And then I know I have a second version jersey. Let me see if I could find it. Hold on one second, guys. I know it's somewhere. There we go. So, was able to find it. This one is apparently more closer to what he actually wore. Now, how he wore it, it was stitch numbers, but a heat or screen print on the Oklahoma City. This one actually has the yoke sleeves. And this one's pretty big. It's on the bigger side. It's a size like 50 something, I believe. But it fits like a 2X. So if you're looking for these actually run a little small. But these are actually really nice, man. They're actually, in my opinion, they're a little bit closer to what he actually wore versus the Russell version. And this is made by Game Time Promotions. So whoever made this, and you actually have a really cool jack tag with Barry Sanders' signature. So really clean on this version. But yeah, this one is definitely more like a football jersey that he wore back then versus the Russell version. So definitely nice to have, man. Like if you rock that, people can be like, yo, that's pretty dope. So I do have a few more vintage pieces before I get into the Nike stuff. And I want to show you guys some of those. So we're going to pull out the Dan Marino 1990. I showed you the white version in the last one. Right, you had that 25th anniversary patch. You have the memorial band. You have everything else he pressed on. So clean jersey. And we're going to put this with the Dan Marino jerseys over here. I kind of want to get the Mitchell and Ness and vintage stuff out the way first. And then part 3, because I'm definitely going to do a part 3 at this point. Part 3 will be my Nike jerseys. So another jersey that's a vintage piece, but really nice, is this Julio Peppers with the Panthers, man. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. Heat pressed Panther on the sleeves. Dazzle Twill 90 on the twill. Man, this is just a beautiful jersey. You see that equipment logo? Looks way nicer to me than the Mitchell and Ness version, in my opinion. Peppers is also double stitched with the dazzle twill on top of that. This is a beauty. This is a beauty, man. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. Okay, what other things we have here? I think mostly everything else is going to be Nike Elite. No, I actually lied to you. I'm sorry. We have a Deion Sanders throwback. Oh, man. This is such a beauty. Drop shadow. Looks gorgeous. Jock tag. Very clean. One of my favorite jerseys of all time is this 21 Sanders, man. Again. And the cool thing about it, you can rock the Nike Diamond Turfs with this, as well as the Falcons jerseys, because they're the same color pretty much. So, definitely fire. Fire, fire, fire. In fact, I had the Diamond Turfs right there, man. It's one of my favorite sneakers ever. So that's the Deion. Oof, another good one. Man, we got a couple of good ones before we leave. So we have a Pro Bowl Clinton Portis jersey. I just wanted a Pro Bowl jersey, and I saw this on eBay, and I definitely asked my boys if this was legit or not, because there's so many fakes of these, and he said, yeah, this looks good, man. So it's good to go. You have the Bronco embroidered in on the shoulder. You have the Reebok Vector logo. You have a super duper thick triple layered 26 on the jersey. And then you have the patches as well. So let me see if I can zoom in on the patches. You have the Pro Bowl patch. Very clean. Right? And then you have your ASC patch. Very clean. All-Star. Looks good. You know, no funny business on this jersey. Really nice, man. They did a great job. And then you have like a sublimated, maybe not sublimated, but it's actually like a gel like material on top of the Pro Bowl jerseys. So definitely a dope jersey. I'd love to have more, man. I'll be honest. The blue ones are nice. All different types of years. It'd be great to have some sort of Pro Bowl jersey, you know, collection, I guess. Another all-time great is this Chiefs Joe Montana 1994 jersey. This would be the first year I think he played with the Chiefs, if not maybe the second. I believe he brought them to the playoffs, and they had a nice little run. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but this was a clean jersey, man. This was such a dope jersey to have. Just something different, something you don't see too often, is a Joe Montana Chiefs jersey. That's pretty cool. Another GOAT, by the way. So I'm just going through these a little bit. I could probably finish up my vintage or Mitchell & Ness stuff like I said earlier. Speaking of Deion, we had the red version of Deion. Drop shadow. Beautiful. I mean, just so nice, man. Just so nice. Now, just looking through these jerseys a little bit closer, I want to make sure I don't skip anything. Oh, man, talking about GOATs. Jerry Rice, guys. This is, again, the drop shadow, throwback, white version. I love this jersey. It's one of the best jerseys in 49er history. And again, I know I spoke about it a little bit earlier, but that run of 1994, they had the MVP, they had Defensive Player of the Year, they won the Super Bowl. That's an iconic year for that team, for sure. I may have to put the other Rice next to these over here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, just showing the 49ers love, man. A throwback Montana. Might as well put this on here as well, right? This is the 1989 throwback. They do have the white version, but it sells out pretty quickly. So, you know, if you're not on top of it, you could definitely lose out on it. So, but I don't think I need the white version. I think one is enough. Because those jerseys from that era, They're pretty plain. Oof. This one's a baddie, y'all. We had the Eagles, Terrell Owens. I mean, look at the twill on this, man. I'm going to try to zoom up a little bit. But that's really nice. This is the Reebok Vintage, y'all. Beautiful eagle on the sleeves. Reebok equipment logo. Damn, this is an absolute beauty. I'm going to put this with my other Eagles stuff. Oof. Nice, 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 nice. Now I can start moving these down a little bit. We have the GOAT again. Tom Brady in the white. Super nice twill. One of the nicest twills on a jersey as well. Very clean. Reebok. Made in El Salvador. Dope. Clean jersey. Definitely a nice one. Glad to have anything Tom Brady. It's so tough to get a Tom Brady jersey. If you try to look for a Tom Brady jersey now, it is difficult. In fact, all the prices have gone up, man. Prices are up on the Tom Brady jersey. So if I can snag anything for a decent price, that's what I try to do. I think I'm going to show you 2 more. Okay? 3 more. Alright? So I'll show you 3 more and then I'll end the video. Just want to make sure I don't have anything. Yeah. I'll show you 3 more. Alright. So we have Detroit Palomalu. This is the 75th anniversary patch in the black. Very clean. I showed you Detroit Palomalu earlier, the Super Bowl version. Now this is the black version. I mean, nice jersey, man. Really nice. Troy Polamalu is a dog. Like, he was fucking shit up, to say the least. He's just one of those players, man, that just changed the game in any given play. They actually have a Troy Polamalu Elite jersey, I think, on Fanatics. Not so sure how you guys feel about it. To me, if the player hasn't really worn that jersey, it's a little bit more difficult to rock it. But, you know, I get it also. Especially people never had opportunities to get these types of jerseys. You know, if you wanted to grab a Troy Polamalu Authentic Elite, I could see why, right? And then we have a Randy Moss. And this is why I mentioned in the first video that I could kind of, you know, not worry so much about the Puma version because I do have the purple in the Mitchell and Ness version. This would represent, I believe, his rookie season. Really nice jersey. Very clean, you know, typical Randy Moss jersey. In fact, I'm going to put that next to his jerseys here. So it's kind of nice to do these videos sometimes because you can get a sense of what you haven't worn, what you need to wear. Then you could reorganize it, which is something that I like to do. And then I think I have one more for you guys. Maybe 2 more. Alright, we'll finish off with 2 more. We have a Sean Taylor Redskins jersey, 75th anniversary. He passed away, unfortunately, at a young age, but he was super promising on how good he was going to be. This guy right here, he was going to be special, but unfortunately passed away. I love this Redskins maroon, very clean, so glad to have that in the collection as well, right? And then the last one, before we get to all the Nike stuff, for the most part, it's going to be all Nike. We had the DeMarcus Ware with the captain's patch, throwback, with the circle nameplate. Very clean, single stitched, stars on the side. I probably could have waited for an actual version, but I believe at the time they had a 40% off on Mitchell and Ness. And it's tough to give up those type of sales, especially if it's a jersey you kind of always wanted. I've always wanted the throwback version like this. Not the Emmitt Smith 1995. I always preferred this one just a little bit more. I love the white shoulder on these in particular. So this is the 2011 version. You see the captain's patch close up. Very dope. All right. that is going to be it for today's video. And then we're going to continue all my Nike stuff. So I've only shown you one, which was the throwback Bosa. But other than that, I haven't shown you any of my new Nike stuff. Really cool Nike jerseys that I have in the collection. And I'm excited to show you guys that as well. So stay tuned for part 3. Let me know how you like this video, man. Did you enjoy it? Do you like the jerseys more in part 1? Did you like the jerseys more in part 2? I think part 2 had a lot more heavy hitters, in my opinion. If I had to be a judge, part 2 came out swinging. So let me know how you guys like these jersey collection videos. And I pretty much have this to here, right? I do have some here sprinkled that I do have to show you guys. But from here to here, so it should be the last video. And on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We out. Peace.